So, und damit einen wunderschönen guten Abend hier am Dienstagabend. So, welcome everybody. Good evening here on Tuesday, I think. It is Tuesday. And yeah, we are here with the Apex Online Racing guys for their Crossplay Championship here on consoles. Yeah, and today we are... I need to say we are on at least one of the most famous, if not the most famous track on Earth, I would say. So we are here in Germany, in der Eifel, at the Nordschleife, here at the Nürburgring. And we have just a fantastic time, or two fantastic times by Jared and Martin. Both are under 8 minutes and 10 seconds, 8:8.5 and 8:8.9, I would say. And then we have Dorian Castelli P3 and Fernandez on 4th place with the McLaren. Then we have Toby, Dave Urban, Chris Egert-Rüngjan and Paul on 8th place. Then Victor Hammerlund, the Swedish driver, or one of the two Swedish drivers. Then Chapman, Chobor, and then we have the German driver only on P12. Followed by Lachko, Smith, Standor, Frisk. The second Swedish driver, Barabas, with the Nissan. And then Revolinski. Oh, and I think it's another German driver. It's Roman, I think. So just wait, we take a look. Or I take a look. Oh no, I think I'm wrong. Sorry, I just remember that there is another driver I just meant. So, but I think there is Revolinski. Ah yeah, and it's another South African driver with the Porsche. And we have Martin coming through Bildstein corner. And this means he's at the end of the track. And let's see if he is able to get a little bit faster than the 8:8.5. Oh, and okay, he was... No! I fucking hate it. Oh, and what was this? So, just wait. Ah, yeah. So, now we can take a look for the training session and the time of Martin. Oh, and I think it is an 8:7. Yeah, 8:7.815. So he was 1 second faster than his teammate and 4 seconds faster than the French driver on P3. And here we have Hammerlund, one of the two Swedish driver, and I think Victor lost... I don't know if he lost the position. Yeah, he's back behind Toby, so Toby again P4, right behind Dorian, Martin and Jared in the lead. And meanwhile we have 12 points between Toby and Victor. Yeah, but we have a big gap between Martin and Jared, so Jared 140 points ahead. And then we have Martin 190 points in front of Dorian. And Dorian at the moment 41 points in front of Toby. And let's see, where is the next... Oh, and here we have some small gaps. We have Daniel Kemendi right in front of the two Platinum drivers. So Daniel Kemendi is still the fastest, or the first silver driver on P8. And then we have Paul and Adam, Paul Wiedler and Adam Chobor. And they are 6 and 9 points behind Daniel Kemendi. And then we have Misha Huitzing, the next silver driver, and he is 26 points behind Daniel. And the next silver driver is Oscar Frisk, and he's 8 points behind Misha. So this is really interesting. By the way, if you don't watch this league nearly every Tuesday, you can see the Platinum drivers by the white number plate, and the silver drivers like Daniel Kemendi are or have the grey number plate. Here in the Tabelle. So, and we have Martin, and interesting, he's not really aggressive in his outlap. So that means he will have some drivers in front of himself. And we have the first drivers on their hot lap. So here we have the option to cut before going on the Nordschleife. So we have the GP track and then the Nordschleife after it. But after the GP track you can turn right instead of left, and so you can start your hot lap without driving 8 minutes introduction lap. Yeah, but today, this is the other thing here at the Nürburgring. We don't have... I'm pretty sure that we don't have a complete introduction lap. So we will start with a short introduction. So, and we have... I don't know who is the first guy. Yeah, it's Urban. So we have the BMW ahead. And let's see what he's doing. He's through the half of the track, I would say. And now we are going... My goodness, it's totally hard to speak English and remember the parts of the track. Now we are at Bergwerk, or Mine, I think it's Mine in English. And we are going straight ahead into the Mutkurve, which is the next left turn, this one here, the double left, 1 and 2, and it means brave corner or something like this. And now we are going into Caracciola Carousel. And now to the highest point here at the Nordschleife, which is here, Hohe 8 or High 8. And now we are going straight into the most popular corner, famous for all the videos, which is this corner here. It's YouTube corner. Here we are. And then Eiskurve. And then the two jumps, Pflanzgarten 1 and 2. First jump, Pflanzgarten 1. And the second one right here, and hops. And then Stefan Belloff S. Und dann das kleine Karussell. Und dann hier durch den Geigenkopf. Und dann sind wir schon auf der langen Geraden. Ja, und ich bleibe dabei, es ist... Oh. And then we are on the long straight, sorry, I was just turning in German. And it's the longest straight here at Assetto Corsa Competizione. Döttinger Höhe. And here we have the Bildsteinbrücke. And then Tiergarten. And now we are done with one lap, and let's see what time did we see from Dave. 8:12, not bad. And oh, he's a little bit faster than Toby. Toby only P2 right in front of Hammerlund. And Jared 8.9. Nearly 3.5 seconds faster than the second one, but here we have Dorian. And he's a little bit less than 1.5 seconds behind Jared. Fabian P6 right behind Blades and Hammerlund. And then we have Kemendi, who is the first silver driver who did his lap. And Martin is going into the kleine Karussell. And the main thing is not to be fast. It's really good to be fast at this track, but the main thing is to survive. So it's not driver against driver, it's more or less driver against the track. So, and now we have Latchko in front of Kemendi and Roland Jordan P3 in the silver grid. And then we have Jolt Barabas, the GTR, P10 overall and P5. Oh no, P4, sorry, in his grid. Oh, and Toby in the pit. But there is an option to do a second lap. So we see we have a lot of extra time. Oh, and Martin needs this time. So at the moment only 11 drivers who were able to set a time. Now 12, 13. So Torek Tamash, P13. And we have Soli, I don't know, Soli. And Fernandez P3 and Soli P6. So who is Soli and where he's from? Okay, it's Eugenio Fernandez. We already saw him 2 weeks ago. It's a Spanish driver in the McLaren. But I can't tell you anything about Soli. So just wait, I try to figure it out. Oh, it's Gushmik Soli, and it's another Hungarian driver who is on P6 at the moment. And then we have Hammerlund and Radek and Lachko now in front of Revolinski, the second maybe of 3 South African driver. Yeah, of course here we have Atti Klaassen. But Atti Klaassen, one of the drivers who weren't able to set a time till now. And another Hungarian driver is... Oh, and where is he? Oh no, and this was... I think it was the end of the qualification, yeah, for Atti. There was someone really aggressive and... No, it was Adam Trober. We have Kendall in the pits, we have Mr. Eslift without a time as Stander. And also Ovary and Pufangs, which is the next Hungarian driver, are in the pits. So at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drivers without a time. But meanwhile we have 16 drivers with a time. But still... Yeah, still 16 drivers. So, and we need to take a special look, for example, for Rykjanen. He's in the Bergwerk. And where is Martin? Oh, Martin is behind. And then we will have a look for Paul, who's between Rykjanen and Hürjans. Oh, and Schuttenbier already done with his qualification and without a time. Also Jeffrey. So, more drivers without a time. But still some drivers from the top on track. For example, Jared. And also Dorian and Eugenio. And here we have Dave. who is still the first one. Oh, and now he's getting closer to another car who is in front of him. Maybe it's Adam Chobor. Not maybe, it is Adam or Adam Chobor. Ja, also heute mal wieder auf der spannendsten Rennstrecke der Welt unterwegs und ja, die hat gleich mal wieder ein paar Opfer gefunden. So, the most exciting racetrack finds their victim every time, or victims, for example Kendall or Mr. S. Lift, Stander, Mats, so the Polish driver also weren't able to set a time here on this track at the qualification. And now let's see if Adam is able to get a time. Oh, and now meanwhile we have 70 drivers. Not 70, 17 drivers. And it's Laszlo Mihaly, P15. And here comes Adam. Yeah, and he jumps up to P9. And here we have Jared, 8, 9, 2, and it's still the same time, so no faster time in the second lap. But Dorian is able to get a little bit faster, but he stays behind Jared. Oh, and Daniel climb up to P11, but stays in P2 or on P2 when we are speaking about the silver rating drivers, cause Misha is still the fastest racer, but oh no, he was P3. He was able to jump in front of Revolinsky and Lachko, and then we have Radek, who is able to get P9. And then we have Chris Egert jumps up to P6. And then we are waiting, we are waiting for Misha. Not Misha, for Martin. But we have Smith and Wiedler in front of Martin. Oh, hello Johnny, and thank you. Let's see what they are doing here. So I think we have a lot of Nordschleife Pro driver here. Smith P14, so let's see for Paul. And he was able to get P7 right behind Blades and Rüngjanen, and here comes Jurjans, and it's again the 87712, so the fastest driver here at the Nordschleife. And now only Robert is... No, not only Robert, we have Robert and Toby still on track, and let's see if they are able to get a faster time than in their first try. Oh yeah, you have working today in Prague, and you have next race 120 kilometer to go home. This is really a real race, but be careful and don't be too fast to get home without any problems. And I'm not only speaking about the problems on the street, but also the problems with, we are saying, Team Green or the police. So, and here we have Toby, and let's see if he's able to be a little bit faster, but he needs to be faster than at least a second to get P5. Yeah, and he's not only in front of Dave, but he's also in front of Fernandez, the Spanish driver. So Martin in front of Jared, and then we have Dorian Castelli and Toby Blades. So it's exactly the top 4 of our current... No, it's not exactly the top 4, because we have Martin in front of Jared. And this is P2 in front of P1 here today. And then we have Dorian, Toby, Fernandez, Urban, Chris Eger-Drüngian in P7, Paul Fiedler, P8. Then we have Misha Hützing against again the fastest silver driver in the qualification at least. Then Soli and only P11 for Hammerlund, Radek P12, then Chobor, Lachko, Kemendi, Smith, Revolinski, Frisk, then Jordan, Mihaly, Barabas and Turek Tamash, then the Polish driver Mekmats, the next Hungarian BMW Pufanks, then the third South African driver after Vermeulen and Revolinski. We have Atti Klaassen, then Stander, Slater, Mr. Slift, Chapman, Sutenbier, Van Buren, Overy and Sebastian Sandham. And now we are doing a little commercial break, and then we will see, I think, one of the hardest races in this season. So let's see who survives the green hell. So see you soon, or hear you soon. So, and everyone is back, I hope. And so we have a little bit more than half of a minute. And yeah, so let's take another look through the field. So we have Sebastian on P33, which isn't the worst place in this grid, I think, so that we don't go through the field. I think the guys here between P15 and behind have the hardest start. And I think the two guys behind, Norbert and Sebastian, if they are smart, they're going smooth into the first corner and watching what happens. So I think it could be really interesting here. Oh, and hello, Geschmix. which is Soli, and he's saying hello from P10 at the moment. The second BMW here in the field. But now he needs to concentrate on the driving. Oh, and today I haven't looked who was the driver of the day last race 2 weeks ago. But it's only a short introduction, like I said, so we have this little spot and now we are on the start-finish line, or straight. And now let's see, when there is some interesting behind. So, but let's see what happens here. Oh no, and we have contact between the McLaren and I don't know who was it. Oh no, and I think we have two guys with big problems. It is Paul. Oh no, in the BMW it's Dave. No, this is Dave, who already was killed in action. Okay, so let's see. We have Jared in the lead, right behind, or right in front of Martin, and then we have Dorian on P3. Oh, and I think also Toby was part of the chaotic start, and now he's far behind. Fernandez was one of the cars who gets a hit right in front of the star, or the first corner. So yeah, this is the big problem here at the Nürburgring, or at the Nordschleife on Assetto Corsa Competizione. We have to wait a long time till the end of the first sector, cause like every track, also the Nordschleife has only 3 sectors, and so we need to wait, I think, till Schwedenkreuz, and this is a long way. So who is P4 at the moment? Oh, it's not Rüngjanen, it's not Wiedler. I really don't know. I can't say anything. I only can say that Toby is really far behind. Okay, he's not the last one, but nearly. He's behind Barabbas. Oh, and the next big problems here. So, and now we are going to Flughafen, which is this corner. So, and now we have the first times, and we have Paul on 4th place, but already 3 seconds behind Castelli, and Radek, who is fighting for P4 with Adam Chobor. And then we have Standard Lachko, who is in front of Huitzing. Then Kemendi, so the 3 silver drivers right behind each other. And then we have Fernandez and Rüngjanen, P11 and P12, here in Adenauer Forst. And then we have Frisk, Slater, Sutenbier. And then we have Urban and Hammerlund. And Hammerlund far in front of Toby, so really bad for Toby in every way. Jordan P18, Mihaly P19. Then we have Jeffrey. Oh, and Jeffrey off track together with a BMW. And there is another really slow BMW. We have Atti who could win at least one place, and Barabbas. And then we have Sandham and Blades. And oh, we have McMutz, who was the other car who's standing here in Adenauer Forst. Oh, and also Soli with big problems. Oh, and Poufonks also with big damage. Then Smith, Mr. Slift, and then we have Tamash, Chapman and Overy, who already jumped into the pits. Yeah, so really hard track for everyone, and especially if you are so close together like Martin and Jared. But in front of Mootkorve, Martin is braking a little bit earlier to avoid some contact. And now we coming into the last part of the track, speaking about the 3 sectors, cause we have the next sector, and Paul already 4.7 seconds behind Castelli. And then we have Radek, Chobor, Stander, and then Lachko in the lead in front of Kemendi, and then we have Fernandez P10 and Huitzing P11 in front of Rüngjanen. Then we have Frisk. Oh no, we don't have Frisk, so be careful. So we have Slater on P13, then Urban and Schutenbier, and then Hammerlund, Jordan, Mihaly right in front of Castelli, then Barabbas and Slater, Blades, and I think also Sandham now in front of, who was it? I think it was Frisk. So I think we will see a lot of pit stops after the first lap. Oh, and now Jared away from Martin, but where is Dorian? Oh, Dorian lost 1 position, no, 2 positions, and now we have Paul in 3rd place and P4 for the German driver. Oh, and thank you, oh, sorry. Here the information, Barabbas was driver of the day 2 weeks ago. Or was voted as the driver of the day by the other drivers. So, and meanwhile we have P1 and 2 far away from the other drivers. And still Jared in the lead. And meanwhile I think it's a second in front of Martin. Maybe not a second. 7/10 of a second. And then not Dorian on P3 but Paul. And Radek P4 but fighting for this position against Dorian. So Germany against France. Oh, and I think the French driver with the better landing. Yeah. And then we have Chobor and Stander, and behind him we have the first silver driver, who is Lachko, and then we have Fernandez and Kemendi. Rüngjanen P11 in front of Urban. Then we have Slater and Hammerlund. Schutenbier P15, Jordan P16, Mihaly P8, P17. Then Klaassen and Barabbas, Sandham P20, and then we have Toby, Wietzing and Frisk all together in the pits, and also Smith is coming in the pits. And I'm pretty sure that also Pufangs is coming in for his at least mandatory pit stop. And here we have Mr. Slift, and he's got some damage, but he is not coming in for his pit stop. And then we have Jeffrey, Mats, Zoli, Chapman, Overy and Tamash, and they all jumped into the pits. And so they are still in their first lap. And here we have the two teammates far ahead, more than 8.5 seconds in front of Paul. And Paul is more than 5 seconds in front of P4. So maybe a little bit boring for Paul, but I think he's more happy with a boring race than with a very dramatic race like Toby's or many other drivers. Oh, and we have a stop and go penalty. Like every time. What is this with the Nordschleife and the stop and go penalties in the pit stops, or while the pit stops, during the pit stops? So it's like every Friday when the guys from the SRN are here at the Nordschleife, they always have at least 1, 2, 3, up to, let's say, 10 stop and go penalties during their races. So it's really interesting. I'm pretty sure that I know what it is, cause there are two different lines for the 50 zone, or maybe is it 50? I think it's 50. So there is another. So the 50 zone is a little bit in front of when they are doing the GP track, and this could be the reason for the many stop and go penalties. Maybe, I'm not sure. So, and we have Radek right in front of Chobor. And here we have Fernandez now in front of Kemendi. Oh, and Kemendi in front of Latchko. And Huizing. I don't know what it is, but he's always. Yeah, he's really fast in the quali sessions, but then he always got problems during the races. So really hard, so it's the quali champion. And Sandham fighting against. No, he's in front of Mihaly, and now he's coming for Klaassen. But this car in front of him, it isn't Klaassen. I think it's Chapman. No, it's not Chapman. I don't know who is it. Who is this? No, sorry. Who is this blue and yellow Ferrari? Is it Schubor? No, he's yellow and red. It's not Castelli, and it's not Paul, and it's not Jared. Or is it... Yeah, it's already Sutenbier. I'm so stupid. Sorry. Oh no. So he's not coming for Klaassen, but he's right behind Schutenbier. So Ati now P16 and Schutenbier back on P16. And meanwhile Fernandez in front of Standor and now right behind Schobor. Oh, I'm not sure, but I thought I saw a yellow flag. But no, everyone is fine. And we have the next Döttinger Höhe situation between... Oh, and meanwhile, Jared lost his position against Martin, but already a little bit ago. So Martin now P1 and Jared P2, but really far or close behind his teammate. And now did we have the next fight for P1 during the team or between the teammates? Yeah, we have. And what a race here by these two. But okay, they are already 14 seconds in front of P3. Oh, and Dorian now P3 again. Back in front of Paul and already, and he's he was a little bit faster than Jared in the first lap, so now fastest lap by the French driver. Oh, and also Victor in for his mandatory or his repair stop maybe? Let's see. So, and this is interesting because the fight between Victor and Toby. So let's take a look for this fight. But we also have an eye on P1 and P2. But Jared a little bit away. And then we have Toby. And is he able to get in front of Victor? I think this is his main target, to stay in front of the Swedish driver. And I think, yeah, not I think, I'm really sure that he's able to get in front of Victor. So now P21 for Toby. And let's see. I think he is able to get some more places. And Paul, P4 at the moment. But he is already, let's see. Oh no, we have Chris Egert Rüngjanen behind Victor and Toby, but he's already 57 points behind Victor. But he's at P10 at the moment. And he's fighting against Latchko. Oh, and Urban, the next one who jumps into the pits. And Rüngjanen. So where is... Okay, sorry, but... Oh, Latchko with a big mistake, I think. Now behind Rüngjanen. And so P9 for Chris Egert, for the Estonian driver. And Fernandes P10. But this means Fernandes also lost some positions, cause wasn't he... He was right behind Radek, I think. By the way, Hützing did his stop-and-go penalty. So, and meanwhile we have more than a second between Jared and Martin. But we still have the fight between Csóbor and Radek. Though the first Hungarian driver against the only German driver. And then we have Standard and Kemendi, Rüngjanen P9 and Fernandes P10. Oh no, and Toby, what did he do? No, sorry, it's nothing. It's just the fact that we have such a long first sector. So Toby, like I said, P20 and 11 seconds in front of Victor. Yeah, and Hyljans is a little bit faster in the second part of the track than Jared, so yeah, it's one of the fastest parts of the track. Meanwhile, Csóbor 1 second behind Radek. And Rüngjanen a little bit more than half of a second in front of Fernandes. And then we have a big gap of 10 seconds to Slater, to the second silver grid driver. And then Latchko, Jordan, Klaassen, then Schutenbier, Mihaly. Oh, and here we have Sandham and Barabbas. And then Mr. Slift. And then we have Toby. Oh, and Frisk. I think he also jumps into the pits, so another bigger problem by the second Swedish driver. So, and let's see if they are coming into the pits after 3 laps, or if they doing lap number 4. Yeah, okay. They're going another lap. Oh, and fastest lap now by Jared. Let's see how fast they are. It's an 8:10, I think 5. Yeah, 8:10, 5:12 or 5:12. And then we have Dorian P3 and Paul is coming in to the pits. So Radek now P4 again, together with Chobor. And then we have Standard, Kemendi. Oh, and Rüggjanen behind Fernandes in the pits. And then we have Slater, who didn't do his pit stop. Then Lachko, Jordan, and Klaassen is coming into the pits. And here we have Soetenbier. Let's see. Yeah, he also comes in for his mandatory stop. Mihaly stays on track. Here we have Sandham and Barabbas, and Sandham behind Barabbas. Sandham is coming into the pits. Barabbas stays on track, and here we have Toby, and let's see what he is able to do now. Oh, and Rüggjanen already done with his pit stop, so oh, a long stop by Paul. He's losing 2 positions. At least 2 positions. Oh no, and Fernandes with the next stop and go penalty. And 4 more places forward for Toby. He's able to overtake Atti, Danny, Sebastian and Paul. And Paul is losing another position. He's coming out of the pits after Klaassen and also behind Soetenbier. So I think he also needs to repair some damage. So, and this means Toby P15, I think. And let's see how far he is behind, or how far behind he is. Speaking about Chris Egert Rüggjanen. It's some seconds, but not this far. And here we have the 2 leading cars, not only here in this race, but also in the championship standing. Jared in front of Martin, and also P3 is our current P3 in the championship. Dorian. And then we have the German driver, but still really close in front of Chobor. So who will be the best of the rest today? Okay, behind Castelli. Yeah, but this is the sad thing about... Oh, and the next car who jumps into the pits, it's Sandham. Yeah, but this is what I trying to say. This is the sad thing at the Nordschleife, that we
are halfway through, not over yet.
don't see many fights, but because sadly we have a lot of... What is this? Okay, and Fernandez left the race. Cause we have a lot of drivers, for example, like Fernandez, who are leaving the race, or yeah, when there are big crashes in the first lap, so we don't see many fights, cause the field is very separated. And now we have some back markers, and this makes things interesting for Jared and Martin. And this might be the reason why Jared or Martin is again right behind his teammate. And here we have the fight. And I think Martin will be the first one in the pits. Yeah, this is the power of the Mustang. And now is the question, who will win? Will there be a Ferrari on top of the podium, or will there be a Mustang driver, not the car, of course? Because it's not about the car, it's about the driver. So, and then we have the pit stop by Dorian, and here we have the German driver. Fabian coming in the pits. Meanwhile, more than 2 seconds in front of Czobor. And then we have Standard, so 2 Hungarian drivers behind Fabian. And here we have Kemendi. Then Lachko, Jordan. Oh, I think we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Hungarian drivers right behind each other. Yeah, it's Czobor, Standard, Kemendi, Lachko and Jordan, and I think every one of them are Hungarian drivers. I'm not sure about Lachko. Yeah, but Jabolj Lachko, also Hungarian driver. And then we have Kendall. And then Mihaly. The next Hungarian driver. So at least Kendall between the Hungarian drivers. And Kendall is one of our British drivers. And then we have Zsolt Barabas, the next Hungarian driver. And here we have the Estonian driver, Chris Egert-Rüngjanen, 11 seconds in front of the second Dutch driver. Oh, and Stander gets a drive-through penalty. And also because of speeding in the pits. So, and meanwhile we have Toby inside the top 10. Cause he is now P9. Right behind Rüngjanen and Kemendi. Or maybe... I don't know, is Kemendi in front of Rüngjanen? I'm not sure. I think he isn't. Oh, and... not only that he's coming out of the pits behind his teammate, so we have the next stop and go penalty, and this time we have it for Martin, and I think this could be an interesting fight between Martin and Dorian through the last, let's say, 15 minutes, or not 15 but 17 minutes. And Stander, maybe he's able to stay. Oh no, we don't have the right order at the moment, so let's see. We have Jared in the lead, 2.5 seconds in front of Martin, and Martin with the stop and go penalty, and then we have Dorian. And let's see how far he is behind Jans. This might be important. And it's 24 seconds, and this is not enough for Martin to stay in front of Dorian after doing his stop and go penalty, if he does it at the end of this lap. And then we have 18 seconds to Fabian, who is 2.5 seconds in front of Chobor. And then we have Stander, who is P6 at the moment, but I'm pretty sure that he will lose P6. And then we have Rüngjanen and Kemendi. And I think then we have Toby on P9. Yeah, 10 seconds behind Toby, but this means he's losing time against Rüngjanen. Meanwhile, it's more than 12 seconds between the Dutch and the Estonian driver. But he's still 16 seconds in front of Victor and only 2 places behind Rüngjanen, so I think everything is fine for P4. And we have Fabian on P4, he's currently P7, but he's already 130 points, 113 points behind Chris Egert, so it's getting closer. Everything is coming together for the, I think, last 2 races. Let's see. We think we have 2 more races, yeah, Barcelona and Indianapolis. Next week and in 2 weeks. Oh, and Paul, only P15, fighting against Danny Schuttenbier. But Martin is getting closer to Jared, and meanwhile we have 26 seconds between Martin and Dorian. And I'm pretty sure that he will stay outside the pits at the end of this lap and won't come in for a stop and go penalty, cause I'm pretty sure that he tries to get away from Dorian, those that he stays in front of him also. He is doing his penalty. So let's see. Yeah, and I think we have 2 more laps to go. Cause still 19 minutes to, or left, not 2, 19 minutes left. And this means we will have another, not 1, but another 2 laps to go. And this means Martin is able to stay outside without getting a big penalty at the end of the race. And Schobor again less than 2 seconds behind Radek, and Paul is fighting against Sutenbier and Slater. So the 3 Ferraris here between P12 and 14, yeah, and like I said, he stays on track and doesn't come in for his penalty. And so let's see, Dorian needs to stay at least under 40 seconds behind Jans. Oh, and he's getting closer again from 29 to 28 seconds. Bad news for Jans, good news for Castelli. Oh, and here we have Radek against Schobor. And Stander coming in for his drive-through penalty. Ryngianen P6, Kemendi P7, and then we have Toby climbing up to the 8th position, or P8. And is Victor able to get in front of Stander? Oh, this might be close. Oh, and this is really bad for Victor, so now he have Stander between him and Blades. And let's see the fight between Schobor and... Oh, and where is Radek? Ah, there is Radek. Oh no! Oh no, and... Yeah, we have the disconnect by the German driver. What a mess. And Paul is coming in. Oh, and another big problem for the British Ferrari driver. And meanwhile we have Toby on P8, cause... Not P8, P7, cause Fabian disconnected. Really sad. And then we have Castelli, and he tries to stay under 30 seconds behind Hyjans. And I think it will be a really interesting last lap between Hyjans and Castelli. Again, 29 seconds between these two drivers. And then we have Chobor now on P4 and Radek back on track, but yeah, I think he will be somewhere between P22 and behind. Between P22 and P26. And now we see Toby on P7. Stander P8. Hammerlund climbs up to P10, P9, and then we have Roland, the second silver driver, who is in the top 10. Oh, be careful. This looks really slippery. And now here's, let's see, 6 seconds in front of Slater. And then we have Sudenbier. And here comes Mihaly. And meanwhile, Martin is getting closer again behind Jared, but there is still the penalty to go, or to do. Yeah, and let's see if Jared let him pass. Of course, there is no way for Martin to win this race. Oh, and maybe this means we have already our new championship leader. So let's see. Oh, this is really important. Just wait. Pop, 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 pop. No. Where are the points? Here we have it. So... no. Okay, there is no way that he could be champion today. Okay, maybe if Martin get a disconnect, but I don't think so, and we don't hope so. By the way, Radek, like I said, P21 after he's back on track. So really sad, from P4 back to P21. Oh, and here we have again the, let's say fight between Martin and Jared, but Jared already know what happens now. Cause now... Oh no! What is this? No, we have 2 more laps to go. Sorry guys. So, next lap for Martin. And this lap he started from the top of the field. And let's see for Dorian how far he is behind Jared. Oh, and it's more than 31 seconds between Dorian and Martin. But it's still not enough, cause he's not able to do... he's not able to get in the pits and get out of the pits in a little bit more than a second, so there is still some work to do for Martin. But meanwhile he did the fastest lap, so let's see. 89.6, so nearly a second faster than the fastest lap by Jared. And Toby less than 5 seconds behind Kemendi. But meanwhile, more than 14 seconds behind Chris Egert. So Chris Egert a little bit faster today than the Dutch driver. But this is really not so important for Toby. But now he is hoping that Stander is able to stay in front of Hammerlund to get more points between him and the Swedish driver. And the Swedish driver, of course, wants to get in front of Stander. Okay, mainly he wants to get in front of Blades, but with more than 17 seconds between Toby and Victor, or Toby and Stander, it's... I think it's only a dream. But at least he is able to get in front of the Hungarian McLaren. So both of them, Toby and Victor, are chasing McLaren. But Victor is really closer. And then we have the fight for P2 in the silver rating. And this is Slater against Jordan. The British driver against the Hungarian driver. And again, Daniel, the fastest silver driver, P6 today, which is really impressive. But this will also mean that he's a platinum driver next season. I'm pretty sure. But to be honest, I really don't know how they figure out who is a silver and who is a platinum driver. So maybe a good question for the next streams. And Toby is losing against Kemendi. Now 5.1 seconds between the fastest silver driver and the Dutch Ferrari driver. And Paul fighting against Huizing. And Huizing only P9 in the silver rating. After another fantastic qualify. And still 27 drivers active. But still not enough space between Huygens and Castelli. And this means we will see a big hunt from Huygens for at least P2. Yeah, and Jared really chilled, cause he already knows that he will win this race without any pressure in the last 1.5 laps. So he is really chilled and he tries to drive safely. Maybe. So, but this is really difficult for these drivers. So normally you would say, hey, make slow and don't push too hard, but most of these drivers have really difficulties to drive slow and safe. So mostly if they're trying to do this, something really bad happens. So everyone tries to do his normal speed. Oh, and Toby only 3.8 seconds behind Daniel, so he's winning more than a second between P6 or up to P6. And now we will see the penalty from Martin. He have to come in, cause he will get such a big penalty without. And here we have the penalty, and this brings Jared back in the lead. And now he's really far away from the rest of the field. And let's see Dorian against Martin. How big is the gap between these two after Martin's penalty? This is the big question, and Martin is still standing, so I don't think that it will be enough for Martin to get back in the second position. And now we have Chobor. But I'm pretty sure that he will stay behind Martin. Or is Adam able to attack P3? No, he isn't. So, but... oh, this is really a big gap between the French and the Dutch driver. So, and let's see. Oh, and this is not a big gap. So maybe some problems for Kemendi. And Toby is less than a second behind Kemendi. And Toby is trying to get P6. And this would be a fantastic result after the really hard start. And Slater still fighting against Jordan. And then we have the fight between Klaassen and Barabbas. And Fiedler still fighting against Huizing. Oh, and now Slater behind Soetenbier. So Slater lost the position, only P4 in the silver rating now. Soetenbier P3, 4 seconds behind Jordan. And this means Jordan had a little bit quietness. No, I don't know what to say. In Germany we say Ruhe. So he get rid of the pressure from behind. And is Kemendi able to defend P6? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Ooh, and yeah, now he's behind Toby. A little mistake during Flughafen, but what a save by the McLaren driver. And behind we have Hammerlund, who's saying, "No, what are you doing, Daniel? Why you let Toby pass?" And here we have Slater now behind Soetenbier and far behind Soetenbier. And so... Oh, and Paul 2.5 seconds behind Huizing. Yeah, and we have 23 seconds between Castelli and Huyans, and this would be enough for Castelli to stay on the second place till the end of the race. And then we have more than 37 seconds between Jared and Dorian. So this is not what I call make smooth or be chilled. And here we have Toby and Kemendi, and like we as we see it, Kemendi more than 2 seconds, I would say, behind Toby. And now we have Dorian 38 seconds behind Jared. Yeah, and still more than 20 seconds in front of Martin. So really no more fighting between these two guys. Oh no, sorry. Oh god, I was a little bit off. So, and this means Jared with the next victory. Congratulations. I think race number 7 he could win in this season, and Dorian with the 4th second place. So also congratulations to Dorian and Martin, 3rd P3. But I think he isn't really happy because he was able to win this race without the stop and go penalty. And what a race by Adam Czobor, the fastest Hungarian driver today. Fantastic race, congratulations. P4. But I think he also would be happier if he could beat Fabian on track and not because of the disconnect. Rüngjan in P5, and what a comeback from Toby. P6 for the Dutch driver. Fantastic job after a really hard start of the race. And then Daniel Kemendi, still fastest silver driver, or first silver driver also in this hard race. Stander P8. And then we have Hammerlund, who lost some points against Toby. And then we have Roland and Sutenbier. Oh, and they are fighting for the 2nd place in the silver grid. So let's see. But I think this... yeah, this will end good for Roland. And Daniel is also happy with P3, I hope. But maybe he wants to have the top 10 place. So P10 for Roland, which means P2 in the silver grid, and P11 for Danny, and this is P3 in the silver grid. And then we have Kendall Slater. Oh, and who is in front of Kendall? I know it's Overy. Or maybe it's McMutt. So we have Soli P22 and Torek Tamash P1023, and... no, and I don't know who is in front of... oh no, this was Kendall. Sorry, I was a little bit confused. Then we have Lachko and Mihaly. And then we have Overy and McMutz. And here comes... oh no! Oh no! We have Barabbas P14, Smith P15, and Ati. Is there enough fuel to get over the finish line? And here comes Paul. Oh no, and Ati. And Ati stays at the finish line and is losing position after position. No. No, and he did it on P18. And then we have Mr. Slift. Who finished P19. And what a drama for Ati Klaassen. Yeah, but what a race all in all. So, Nordschleife at its best. So, and let's see if anyone is speaking to us. Maybe Toby wants to say something. So, and I think it's Mr. Slift P20 and Fabian are still P21. But some drivers are leaving already. So Mr. Slift, I think he was P20, and then we have Fabian. And this is really sad, cause he was really good. P4 and then the disconnect, and so P21. And then we have Pufangs, who is behind McMats, but he's in front of McMats. So P22 for Pufangs. And then McMats, and last but not least, cause some drivers left, we have Jeffrey Van Buren, Big Jeff. And he has some big problems today, and so I think he's not really happy. Okay, he's happy that the race is done in a few seconds. Oh, and I just realized that Gusmix is not Soli. He's just a fan of Soli. Or Zoli. I don't know how to say it. So, and then we have the next driver who survived the Nordschleife, the Green Hell, on P27. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drivers who didn't see the end of the race. And what a job by Vermeulen and Castelli. Martin with the big mistake in the or during the pit stop. Then Adam Chobor, fantastic race today. Chris Egert P5, and the biggest comeback for today we saw from Toby. I think he was behind P20 somewhere, I think P22, P23 or something like this. And then he was able to get back to P6, fantastic race. Kemendi P7, Stander P8, Hammerlund P9 and Jordan P10. And the other drivers like you see. So, and now I'm waiting. I just think over to do another little commercial break for 30 seconds and then see if someone joins us, and let's do this. Yeah, the bad news is no one's here for an interview, so then let's call it a day. Not without telling you about the next days. So on Friday we are back at the GT Masters by Schwitzer Racing League. And I just try to figure out where they are. So just wait. I'm pretty sure that I have the calendar here anywhere. Yeah, here it is. So we are on... Just wait. Hello? Oh no. Why? Here? Why not here? Ah, oh, and we are at Bathurst on Friday. So we are looking forward for this race, and on Saturday we will see some guys from the Apex Online Racing guys at the Assetto Corsa Competizione Endurance League, but I don't know where, so I can't find any calendar there. But I hope that I knew it on Friday. So next week we are here together with the guys from the Apex Online Racing Crossplay League in Barcelona. So good night to everyone. I hope you enjoyed the race and ja, seid lieb zueinander. Bis nächste Woche.